So we're ready to draw a sketch on the bottom of my dragster here. So I will create sketch and I'll select the face. Just before I do, I just want to point something out which can catch people out. For example, let's say you just went to create a sketch on your side face. If I click create sketch, but then exit the sketch and go back and try and do another sketch, all of a sudden everything falls over and it won't actually work. So if you click create sketch and you don't actually draw something, it still counts as a sketch and we can't have that. So you need to undo whenever you end up in that situation. Okay, back to where I was. I've clicked create sketch now. Let's select the bottom face. Alright, we're ready to go. As always, probably easy to mark out where my canister hole is. So let's select L for line, construction line, and let's find the triangle on the rear edge so we know where the center is. There it is. This one will be a bit easier. I'll move out 9.5 because that's half of 19. Enter. R for rectangle. So now I can just draw that canister hole perfectly. 19 diameter, 60 mils long. Great. Okay, canister hole marked. We're ready to go. Ooh, should I show you something else? Okay, I will show you something else. When you're doing your dragster design, everything will work a lot better if you don't cut away where your axle holes are. Because right now, where my axle holes are is nice and flat, which is a perfect place for my wheel to go against. So we should mark out where our axle holes are because we know we don't want to do any cutting there. So that's pretty simple. We can find them very quickly. L for line. Go to the front. We know my axle holes on each end are 20 mil in. So come in 20, and I'll just draw him across. Come in from the back, 20 mil. Good. So now I don't want to do any cutting where my axle line is or where my canister is. And I'll also, you'll thank me later, find the center again of your block and draw a center construction line all the way through. Alright, so you probably have something that looks a little like this. Untick construction, we're all done with construction lines. But we probably will do another spline again, but let me just show you. How will I show you this? We can draw an arc, 3-point arc. So we can if I just click there in the middle of that line, it's a 3-point arc. So when I select two ends of a line, I can then bend and find the third point. So if I do that, the arc is a good way of just making a little nose on your dragster. So I'll just draw it again, another one over here, 3-point arc. If I click once, starting point, then select an end point, doesn't really matter where it is, then I can bend it to make any sort of arc that I want. So that's a 3-point arc. I find that can be pretty good. Let's get out of that. I'll just hit the line tool. Yeah, if you're ever drawing a line and you realize I don't want to draw that line anymore, just if you select line tool again, it'll just reset everything. Typically what I do. Alright, so we've got a nose. Let's have a look at doing a spline now. So I'll go spline, fit point spline. I'll start not on my axle. I'll start back here. And I'll start working my way in towards the center. Not too close, otherwise it'll be too skinny. We don't want that. And I'll start working my way back out again to miss. I'll just zoom in a bit. You can zoom in by pinching or moving your fingers apart on the trackpad. So I'm coming out missing that canister hole. And I'll just curve it right in at the end. There we go. And then just hit my line tool to reset the sketch. So there's my spline that I've made. Oh no, I didn't follow my own instructions and now I've cut through my axle hole. What a goose. Okay, sorry, undo. I'll do it again. Bring it in. So here, move out, there. So now my spline curves in and comes out. Oh no, my axle hole's back here. I'm really stuffing this up. Don't be like me, kids. Just get it right the first time. But if you do make a mistake, do be like me and undo it. We don't want to keep any mistakes. Curve it out. And I'll move to... There's a good point to stop. Good. Okay. That's better. So now I've curved in, not too close to the center line, out again, missing my canister hole and stopping just short of my rear axle, which means I've got a nice flat surface for both the front and the rear. So we're having a good time, we're loving it. Here's something really important. I want to have an identical line on this side. There's no way I can draw that perfectly the same again. So, and this is why you hopefully drew your center line here. You can draw it now if you didn't. If I go create, hit the drop down menu, mirror, objects. I want to select my spline as my object. There. The mirror line, and I click mirror line, select, and select your center line. It will automatically now mirror image your spline on the other side. Hit OK. And look at that. Perfect. 2 mirrored splines. I'm now ready to finish my sketch. And before I hit the home button, E for extrude, hold down shift. We want to select both of these bits here. And now I can hit the home button. Both of these bits here, go click on your dialog box, and I'm going to type in, remember the height is not 30, the height's actually 45, so I will type in negative 45, that cuts them up through the project. So now I've actually profiled my dragster so we've cut quite a lot of waste away. We've left our axle holes nice and flat. We've got a canister hole. It's a really good start to the design. It's really starting to come along. There's only a few more things we need to do now.